The offshore national season has officially started. Now, for many of the race teams, Fort Myers, Florida was the first major test of the season. And for some, it was a chance to pick up where they left off last year. Few would disagree that Matt Alcone does it better than almost anybody else. Alcone's 45-foot skater, Alcone Motorsports, rose to the challenge from newcomer Drambuie on ice. Despite a little give and take early on from veteran racers Forrest Barber and John Tomlinson, Alcone roared to a first-place finish with an average speed of nearly 115 miles an hour. Now, here's more from Fort Myers, Florida.
The bright and sunny skies of southwest Florida provided the ideal backdrop for the Fort Myers Hooters Offshore Grand Prix. Offshore's first stop in the race to the 1998 APBA Baja National Offshore Championship. Temperatures were in the mid-90s with low winds and predominantly flat seas on both days of racing. 69 boats rallied in 8 classes of racing to see who would jumpstart the season and lead the points race for 1998. Factory 2 drivers hit the water for the first wave of racing.
We're trapped at about 5. That was not too good. 143.
Michael and Alan Allwise, with throttle and deep mastery, stormed into the course at the green flag and stole the show. Averaging 74.03 miles per hour, Mastery Engine Center never gave up the lead to the rest of the 7 boats in the field during the entire 6-lap race. The 38-foot Nortec finished nearly 2 minutes in front of Team Lazara, who placed second with an average speed of 71.01 miles per hour.
We nailed the start. I got to tell you what, we looked down. By the first turn, we were going 87.1 mile an hour. Mr. Mastery had the boat trimmed and honking. We were going fast.
Another well-earned checkered flag was taken home in the Factory 1 class by Team Chiropractic. Driver Jeff Barr and throttle Dr. Greg Lohman maneuvered their single 500-horse-powered Corsa to an average speed of 68.04 miles per hour, closely followed by another Corsa-designed craft, Ote. Driver Mark Marsh and throttle Steve Miklos averaged 67.66 miles per hour.
Yeah, I'll tell you, from the start, we knew we had a couple extra miles an hour from the last race, but as soon as the flag went down, we jumped out in front. I don't think they were going to catch us. Odie, though, in the second place boat, he was right there with us for a while, but then we got on the outside stretch, and the seas picked up a little, and I think it just was loose enough to keep him off our tail there.
Saturday also saw an exciting start in the offshore B class as Dramamine, Citgo Superguard, and Fountain went nose-to-nose on the backstretch of the first lap. Dramamine took the outside lane to avoid traffic and ensure a clear lane going into the first turn.
I'm across. Hold on. Okay. Watch Reggie. Yeah. We can run a lot faster than this in the turns once we get by out here, okay? Okay. I'm across to the right. All right. Go. Go. Go, go, go. I still think we can pull Nigel on top a little bit. Yeah, it felt like it. I think we're catching him. Go, just stand. Yeah, no, I think we're catching him. Bring your tabs up a little. There you go. There you go. I want to be ahead of him in the turn because I can take it tighter and faster than him. Okay? Okay, buddy, I'm into the woods. Okay. Not more I can do right here.
However, on the first lap, Dramamine suffered an electrical problem in the ignition system and was forced to retire.
What happened? What happened?
Right motor went out.
Is it the left motor or the right motor?
Right motor.
Well, these things are switches. My transmission temperature's at 300. We got a problem.
Dramamine struggled to get back into the race, while Citgo Superguard and Fountain were left to battle it out for the first place position. The 2 teams worked the course with Citgo in the lead until Reggie Fountain made a bold and strategic move. Fountain cut deep into the inside in an attempt to close the gap on Citgo. It worked, and Fountain not only closed the gap, but took the lead in the race. Both drivers battled back and forth until the middle of the 5th lap, when Citgo pulled into the middle of the course with steering problems. Though they did get the boat repowered and back onto the race course, it was too late. Driver Jay Johnson, throttle Nigel Hook, and navigator Brad Kaplan were unable to catch Reggie and Wyatt Fountain in their B-class entry.
Hot out there, but the boat ran good, and our crew did a good job. And Fountain boat and Murphy motors and everything we had out here worked good. We were going just as fast as we had to, and I guess that last straightaway we pushed him, he had a little trouble, so that made it a little easier on us at the end.
Returning to the circuit for the 1998 season in a brand new bright yellow 30-foot Phantom, the in-motion team of driver Jerry Sorrentino and throttle Norm Teague commanded the course for the entire race, never giving up the first place position throughout the offshore A race.
Well, I don't know. We've had 2 more races under our belt this year on the West Coast. Being a new boat, we're still learning it, and every race we get a little better at it. But I don't know that the boat's any better than theirs or not. We just have more time in it. This is the difference, guys, right here. He's the difference.
The second place win went to another Phantom, the Udder boat, driven by modified driver Andy Trough along with his son Adam. Third place was captured in the last lap by Alehouse. Sunday's race featured 5 classes of racing. The first race of the day belonged to the Pro Stocks, sporting 3 new 265 horsepower Mercury outboards, a bright, powerful paint job, and a new throttle man. Hooters owner and 1997 Pro Stock National World Champion Steve Page captured a thrilling win in his 30-foot Lightning catamaran with an average speed of 82.59 miles per hour. Taking home second place, Crime Busters averaged 82.4 miles per hour in their 32-foot skater.
Well, nothing like a hometown win.
Boy, I'll tell you, they're awfully vicious in this town if you don't win, so we didn't have much of a choice today.
You guys just had a great race right from the start.
I'll tell you what, we got the whole shot. When they dropped the flag, we were out front and never looked back. I'll tell you, we had a great day.
Also running on Sunday were the Super Stocks, and it was the newly christened Citrus Shine who went home with a checkered flag. Driver Joe Black and throttle Richard Gensberg averaged 83.27 miles per hour in the 28-foot skater. Club Kasatchak finished a mere 4/100ths of a second behind Citrus Shine.
Again, it's our kind of water out there when the wind doesn't blow too hard or it blows the right way, when you can just put the throttles forward and just trim it up. 8,000 all day long, baby, and bring it home.
And the nice thing is this is the first race of the year.
Yeah, and it's always good to win the first race because kind of puts the heat on the rest of them.
Up next were the modified Super V and the largest and fastest of the offshore boats, the Open class. The Super V checkered flag went to last year's world champion Nimskov, piloted by the father and son team of Mark and Paul Nimskov. The 40-foot diesel-powered craft maintained the first place position for the entire race. And wrapping up an exciting day of racing, the monsters of offshore. 6 boats filled the Open class race, making for the most memorable starts in recent offshore history. The high-powered roar captivated the capacity crowd along Fort Myers Beach shoreline as the base boat dropped the green flag. With the exception of the second lap, Alcone led the entire race with average speeds of nearly 115 miles per hour on the 9-lap course. The veteran drivers of Drambuie on Ice, also a 45-foot skater, brought a new hull to the circuit. Driver Forrest Barber and throttle Johnny Tomlinson kept a very close pace, but could not pull the extra edge to surpass Alcone.
The calm, flat waters off the Fort Myers shoreline meant smooth sailing for drivers, but conditions a little bit different in Corpus Christi, Texas. Crews battled 30 to 40 mile-an-hour winds from an approaching storm front, churning up the waters in the Corpus Christi Bay and increasing waves to as high as 4 feet. Fort Myers champion Alcone suffered motor problems in the 4th lap, leaving Drambuie on Ice and WHM Motorsports to fight it out on the last lap of the race, which resulted in a win for the crew of Drambuie. Here are some of the other results from the second stop of the offshore tour.